Hi friends, hope you are doing well. I'm Dr. Ganguly. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to discuss the Chevening Fellowship, which lets you do a master's degree in the UK, and this fellowship is given out for a period of 1 year. So essentially you have to do what is known as a taught master's degree, that is a non-research master's degree, so which is very convenient for many students, because if you are somebody who has finished his bachelor's degree in your country, then you can avail of this Chevening scholarship to go to UK and study in any university. So essentially, what are they looking for in this scholarship? They are looking for outstanding leaders who are coming up, that is young leaders from around the world, to do a 1-year master's degree in the UK. And the key things they want are passion, ideas and influence to provide solutions and leadership needed to create a better future. So let's look at some of these words. Now, many people can come up with ideas. So essentially, these are the concepts which you create to solve some big problem. But these concepts remain on paper unless you have passion to move forward and try to fulfill it. And certainly, if you do not have influence on different people, then you cannot make this a successful endeavor. So essentially, if you want to do anything big in life, you need to combine these three things. You need to have the ideas, you need to have the passion to sustain this, and also you need to have influence to make sure that people actually follow you on the path you have selected. Now, the advantage of this fellowship is that it is fully funded. That means it provides for your fees at the college, the tuition fees. It also provides for flights back and forth from your home country, and also it provides you expenses to live in the UK. Now, this fact that they provide the money for flights is very useful, because sometimes students are constrained in terms of finances, and so they are not able to go to a foreign country and study if some of these expenses are not met first hand, and so Chevening actually lets you get some of this money. Now, there are over 1,000 scholarships which are given out each year, and the scholarship amount is about £1,000 per month. They also provide you money for visa, for tuition, for travel cost, thesis preparation, and so on. Now, if you want to apply to the Chevening scholarship, you have to satisfy certain conditions. You should be a citizen of a country which is eligible for this scholarship. So generally you can go to the web page and check out. I'm going to provide a link in the description box. And one of the requirements here is that you should return to your country after your degree and work for a minimum of 2 years. So essentially, this is a fellowship for people to avail of the opportunity to do the master's degree in UK and then go back to their country and serve in some capacity with the knowledge gained. Now, after 2 years, you can do anything you want, but there is a requirement to return to your home country for a minimum period of 2 years. So this is somewhat like the J1 visa requirement in the US. Now, the requirement, of course, is you should have completed a bachelor's degree. This is necessary to get admission into any postgraduate program in the UK. Now, you can check out with the different universities as to what is the type of bachelor's degree which is acceptable here. So many people have a 3-year bachelor's degree. The people from Commonwealth country, they may have a BSc or a BCom or a BA degree or a BCA degree. So check out if these are also acceptable. And also, if you have a 4-year bachelor's degree, for example, in the engineering domain, you can also apply. Now, the requirement is that you apply to 3 different UK universities and get an unconditional offer by the deadline in the application to any one of the universities at least. Now, there are 2 possibilities here. You can apply to 3 different UK universities, or you can apply to 3 different programs at the same universities. And what is recommended by most people is that you apply to 3 different universities, because your chance of admission is greater here, because you have spread your eggs over several baskets. Now, I would suggest that you apply to one dream or top university, one middle level university, and one safeguard university, so that you are assured of a admission letter from one of these universities. Now, The entire procedure here is online, so you have to submit this as an online application system. And let us go through some of the things which you are required to submit. You have to upload your degree certificate or transcript. So essentially the degree you have obtained, the field in which the degree is, and the CGPA marks or grades which you have obtained in this time are going to play an important role here, because do remember that you need to go to UK and finish the degree, and the scholarship people would like to give the scholarship to students who are able to finish the degree. That is going to be a fundamental requirement here. You also need to give 2 references, so these references need to mention in what capacity they have known you and some description of the work you have done while they have known you, and they also have to say if they feel you are going to be able to do this degree and flourish in the Chevening scholarship situation. So again, these could be some professors you have in your department or some employers who you have worked for. So whenever you are in the university, cultivate some people for giving you references and so on. And if you need further information about how to write letters of recommendation, or some of your faculty need that, I will put a video at the end screen where you can get information on that. Now, one of the things here is that there is a requirement to have some experience, and this can be problematic for some people, but this is required here. You need to have at least 2 years of work experience. And one of the things which is mentioned is that this can be full-time, it can be part-time, it can be voluntary, it can be unpaid, and so on. So you can do this in various capacities. If you are not able to get a job immediately after your bachelor's degree, maybe work at a non-profit, maybe work at some firm where you are doing some activities to help their work, and so on. So remember that this 2-year experience is certainly going to help you build up a case for Chevening. And one of the reasons they put this requirement is that they want to make sure that you have reached a certain level of maturity where you can use the master's degree scholarship very well, because sometimes what happens is people who just directly go from the bachelor's degree to the master's degree program, they lack maturity, and certainly it's harder for them to show some of these things such as the passion, the leadership skills, and so on. So sometimes that can be a problem for people who are straight out of college. Now, of course, the courses you need to select should be linked to your bachelor's degree major. So that's certainly important, because whatever you are going to study in the UK, that's going to require the prerequisite degree. So if you are studying a certain field, say you are studying sociology, then your background should be in that. If you are studying mathematics, then your background should be in that. And if you are studying developmental fields or political science, your background should lead to that. So again, that is something very important. Now, there is a course finder tool in the website which lets you find out the different master's degree programs you can apply for, where you can get the Chevening. And again, this you can get from the website, which I will provide a link in the description box below. Now, this is certainly going to help you to find the right master's degree for your plan. And one more advantage here is that there is no specific English requirement for the Chevening scholarship, but I would assume that any university in the UK would require you to have some background here in case you are not from a country where English is widely used. So this is again up to the university concerned, but in many cases exams like the IELTS are always very useful to showcase your capability in the English language if you happen to be a non-native speaker of the language, because do remember that a high level of competence in the English language will be required if you want to finish your master's degree successfully in the UK. Now, one of the things I would suggest is that take some time to plan for this particular fellowship. So you will need to write essays, for example, to demonstrate why you are a good candidate for this fellowship, and also you need to write a personal statement as well as prepare for an interview. Now, the interview here is generally going to ask you questions about how the course is going to help you in terms of your growth as a young leader. So always think about these things. Do not shy away from political topics. So they may ask you various questions related to your views on the world. They may ask you questions about how the courses you have selected or the university you have selected is going to help you to come back and help your home country in some way, because do remember here the objective of Chevening is to grow you in a certain way and then to send you back to your home country so you can help to improve its condition. So that's one of the aims of this scholarship. And if you are able to convince this interview committee that you are a good candidate for this kind of work, that you are a good leader for the future, that you will uphold the values of democracy, human rights, climate change, and so on, then it will certainly be easy for you to get this scholarship. So that was my take for today. When I was a student in my bachelor's degree, I did not know about the existence of these scholarships, and it would have been good if I had known, because I had to get a normal admission at a US university, and so I had to pay for airfare and so on. But if you get a scholarship like this, you are absolved of the airfare requirement. You do not have to work with any particular professor on his research project and so on, because you are bringing your own money here. So essentially you have a high degree of freedom here. You are like a scholar at the university, and you can enjoy your 1 year in UK and gain a lot of knowledge and expertise through this Chevening scholarship. So if you have any experience with the scholarship, or you know somebody else who has experience with this scholarship, please put comments below, and I will see you in a video sometime soon. See you then.